If you go, you will leave me dying for you. But should you stay, maybe we could start something new. Oh, everybody needs somebody who will make their life complete. Baby, you're the one for me. Every time I close my eyes and think of you, my love, there's a love story behind. Me mother tell me you are the one that will stay and will never ever leave me. She tell me that cherish what you have, because everything will be a memory. Me mother tell me you are the one that will stay and will never ever leave me. She tell me that cherish what you have, because everything will be a memory. A memory. Oh, 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 the love I have in my heart was there for you from the start. I think of you day and night. I know this feeling is right. Your love is one of a kind. Already made up my mind to spend my whole life with you and only you. Everybody needs somebody who will make their life complete. Baby, you're the one for me. Every time I close my eyes and think of you, my love, there's a love story behind. Me mother tell me you are the one that will stay and will never ever leave me. She tell me that, boy, cherish what you have, because everything will be a memory. Me mother tell me you are the one that will stay and will never ever leave me. She tell me that cherish what you have, because everything will be a memory.
Power really is a test of character. In the hands of a person of integrity, it is of tremendous benefit. In the hands of a tyrant, it causes total destruction. John Maxwell. This is Get Real with Shameeza, and I'm your hostess, Shameeza Ali. It is truly a pleasure to be here with you this evening. Salam, namaste, and good evening to everyone joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and on Island Zone Radio. Tonight, we will get to know Salmah Hack. She will share her journey with us. And unfortunately, our second guest, Aamir Khan, had something that came up, so he will not be joining us this evening. We will use that time for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. We will have a discussion on current topics that we will be sharing here on Get Real with Shameeza, guests, and other stories. And you can feel free to ask me any questions at that time. Tonight, we have two giveaways. One of the giveaways is compliments of Badesi Caribbean food specialists serving our community for over 40 years. It's a holiday box filled with goodies to make your holiday a little bit sweeter. And here's your chance to win that box tonight. Last week, I spoke to the Guyanese critic. What was the topic? What was one of the topics we discussed? Again, the question is, last week, I spoke to the Guyanese critic. What was one of the topics we discussed? And we will be right back after these messages.
Hibiscus has been a flagship restaurant in our community for a very long time. Come dine with us and enjoy our excellent food, drinks and service at any one of our many locations. We are located on 12418 101 Avenue and 22113 Jamaica Avenue. Hibiscus at Elliott's on the Mile in Freeport is one of our newest locations, along with 12402 Rockaway Boulevard. In Guyana at 91 Middle Street, Georgetown. Bring your family and friends and come visit us soon.
Kaichu Restaurant has been serving our community for over 25 years. We offer an enticing selection of West Indian traditional dishes along with a fully stocked bar. Bring your family and friends to our newly renovated dining room to celebrate your special occasion or event with us. We do catering and we also deliver. Kaichu has 2 locations to choose from. Support our community and eat local.
If there's one place that makes hair removal a pleasant experience, it's the Sugar Bar NYC. Specializing in the art of body sugaring, utilizing a sugar gel for the most gentle, organic hair removal. Our method of hair removal is all natural. The paste is just sugar, lemon, and water. We also have specialized in acne, scarring and hyperpigmentation treatments. We provide sugaring services, waxing services, and laser hair removal services. We also provide body contouring services, Botox and fillers. Flamingo Restaurant and Mantra Lounge. We are NYC's premier Caribbean restaurant and lounge, specializing in authentic West Indian, Chinese, and Caribbean cuisine. Open every day for lunch and late nights. For delivery, find us on Uber Eats, Grubhub, Seamless, and DoorDash. Visit our rooftop lounge upstairs on the weekends for a fun-filled night. We cater and take bookings for private events. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Flamingo Mantra. Our address is 120-06 Rockaway Boulevard, telephone 7188351000.
NYC's premier Caribbean restaurant and lounge presents our most anticipated annual Caribbean holiday event, Parang Fiesta 2023, Soca Parang Legend, Wednesday, November 22nd, Thanksgiving Eve. It all takes place at the Flamingo Restaurant and Mantra Lounge, 12006 Rockaway Boulevard, South Ocean Park, New York, 11420, 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Performing live, the Soca Parang Legend, Strunter. The original Soca Parang King, Crazy. The Parang Boss, Peter D. Live Rhythm by Trini Iron Girl. Hosted by Rebel Music, aka Soca Rebel. Yo DJ, CJ Vinny, Sean Bass, Ali All Stars. Advance tickets $30. More at the door. Get your ticket at Flamingo Mantra, 718-835-1000.
She's passionate about her cooking and culture. She recently made us proud by sharing some traditional Guyanese recipes on season 2 of The Great American Recipe on PBS. Please welcome Salmah Hack.
Hello.
Welcome, Salmah, and thank you so much for being here this evening. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, there is so much to talk about tonight, and I'm happy that you're here because we're going to get right into it. So I did my little bit of research, and I found out that you were actually born right here in Richmond Hill, Queens, New York.
Yes, I was.
Like for you growing up here?
It was quite the experience. I didn't realize, or I didn't appreciate it so much until I left Richmond Hill. I went to school, elementary, high school, everything. I even went to college in Queens as well too. So, once I moved out of New York and came to Florida, I appreciated that beauty even more. Just growing up around and immersed in West Indian and Guyanese culture was truly a blessing.
Wow. So shout out to everyone in Richmond Hill, Queens.
Yeah, definitely.
The place that's home away from home, right? That's a place that we can all go to. I lived in Seattle for quite some time, and every time I got to New York, my first stop was Richmond Hill. It was either Sybil's Bakery or one of the places there, Dunkin' Donut, because there is never ever any Dunkin' Donut in Seattle. So those were my first stops. But yes, Richmond Hill, where we feel like home. So you moved to Florida, and I'm sure you still have your traditions and everything there. And as a woman from a West Indian culture, cooking is an essential part of our lives, right? Who motivated you to become a chef?
Definitely was my mom, watching my mom and my grandmother together. So my grandmother lived with us. So looking and growing up and being around my mom along with her siblings. So my mom's brothers, my grandfather, they were all extremely good cooks. So, really just growing up in that cook family environment, that really kind of just pushed me to learn more about it. Growing up, as you said, in West Indian culture, you grow up being in the kitchen. So, your chores and your tasks start from little things. So you're always either in there helping to clean up, helping to prep, and then slowly making your way up to cooking on your own.
At what age were you really cooking on your own?
Probably when I was into my late teens, so maybe 16 or so.
Oh, wow. 16. So you were already cooking full meal, or just
full meal? So, growing up, being in the kitchen with my mom, we were always, it went from helping her to clean the meat or chopping up something, and then slowly kind of being around there, learning the process until I was able to do it on my own.
Would you say a lot of what you've learned over the years came from just observing your mom and your grandma and your aunts and uncles, everyone around you, just observing them?
Most definitely. And really just taking it all in, listening to what they were telling me. A lot of times we're given the task of go and turn the pot, or go and, bring. So you're looking at the ingredients that they're using, how they're using it, and the process. So kind of putting that all together. So it's really just being present and taking notes and immersing yourself in the entire cooking process.
Right. And I'm sure you've, gained so much experience from those little things, right? So to the young boys and girls who are out there and mom says, hey, come take a look, be with me in the kitchen and see what I'm doing. It's not a bad thing, because you could be the next Salmah Hack, or you could be the next top chef or something by just paying attention. What is one cuisine that you feel you have not perfected yet? Because I know I've seen you share so many things, right? But what is one cuisine that you feel you haven't found that you need to perfect it even more?
I don't know if it's so much on like perfecting it, but more or less learning. I mean, as you grow as a home cook as well too, you dabble in different cuisines, different cultural cuisines, and you try and take away. Especially when I eat out at a different restaurant, I'll try and come home and
Right.
recreate it. So frequently, I do try to make or recreate Mediterranean or like Middle Eastern dishes, Turkish dishes. So is the spices are very similar to Guyanese spices as well too. So
It
the
is.
profiles are similar. It's just used in a different way. So as a home cooker, you're ever growing and ever learning. So I think that's always going to be a continuous path.
Of course. And, our spices, I mean, I have to say, our spices are some of the best spices you can find, the ones that we
Yeah,
use.
the
And,
concoctions and the
they- from
mixtures.
our, yeah, main cuisines, appetizers, all the way to our desserts,
Mhm.
we have gotten it, and I know that it's one of those things that we're very proud of as West
Most
Indians, right?
most
We're
definitely.
very, very proud of our culture and our spices, right?
Mhm.
I do want to ask our viewers, and I see all of you guys, Nat, Patricia, Michael, and Nalini, Cher, my cousin from Florida who loves you, Natasha, another one of my cousins, Farah, Sabrina, good evening to all of you guys. Please let us know what you would like to ask our guest Salma tonight. Anything that you would like to ask her that pertains to her cooking, please feel free to ask questions. So, Salma,
Mhm.
what is one ingredient that you feel is essential for every meal? Like, what is that one ingredient for you?
For me, it'll actually be two, but my main one is definitely Guyana dry thyme. I don't find it or it's not as accessible to me here in Florida as it is in New York. Anytime somebody's coming from Guyana, or if the last time I went to, I'll bring back bushels and bags of that. But I add that in everything, pretty much everything from just, Guyanese food as well to like American food. Like I know Thanksgiving is coming up. It's essential in my turkey rub as well too. So Guyana dry thyme is in all of my foods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Uh, Guyanese dry time. Guys, if you're coming from Guyana, or if you have a stash of it somewhere
Yes.
you like to share, please let us know. And we'll talk about Salma will be here in New York soon as well. And we'll talk
Mhm.
about that in just a little bit. But please, if you like to share, let us know.
Definitely. I have bags in my
It's
freezer.
that time of the year where we're just sharing, right? And
Yeah.
then I see Mona Lisa. She says, Sama, you can plant it. And I know she has
Oh.
been planting a lot of these
Uh-huh.
herbs in her home. And during the winter, she has like the broadleaf thyme. She has
Yeah.
the fine leaf thyme.
Mhm.
She has some sweet pepper. Well,
Oh,
pepper, bitter pepper, like pepper,
yeah.
but these
Pepper.
peppers are so flavorful. She
Uh-huh.
plants it in her yard. So I usually go there and get my share. Like, oh, it's winter now, it's in my freezer. So
Yeah.
shout out to all my ladies who are watching, and they have their
Yeah.
spices and their different things. Yeah, they're loving this right now because they love to cook, all of them.
Yeah. No, most definitely. And one of the things for me with Guyana Fine Time too that I always remember is, and I mean, if when you get a bag, you always have to. And we used to do this with my mother and my grandmother, put it out into a large dish, and you'd sift through it for the sticks or like the stems as well too. So there's some work that goes into it, but it's well worth it.
You know what I usually beg for anyone that's coming from Guyana, well, we call it mardman poke here, but
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
basil.
The
I
basil.
just love the smell of basil, and
Mhm.
I just love it in everything. Like we'll be making pepper pots soon. We'll
Yeah.
need that. It's an essential, right? So you make your fried rice and all those things you need it. So
Mhm.
spices. And maybe we can probably do an entire show on spices that we use in our kitchen. So Salma, you have made it to television in the US, right? That's a huge accomplishment for anyone coming from our country or
Mhm.
from the West Indies. What is next for you in terms of your cooking?
What is next? So since the show aired, I have received an outpouring amount of like support and love from so many people just throughout the states, into Canada and from Guyana as well too. And one of the things that I've started doing, or I'm stepping into now, is hosting pop-up events here in Florida. I have done a few cooking demonstrations, and then I have a few cooking classes coming up. So I am going to, one of the main reasons that I stepped onto that stage or accepted the challenge to be on the Great American Recipe was to introduce others to Guyanese cuisine. The premise of the show really is storytelling through food, and there's so much history behind Guyanese cuisine because, as you're familiar, we take from each one of the different nations and each one of the different nationalities that makes our cuisine so diverse. So, I'm on that path now, introducing it. I have a few upcoming cooking demonstration and cooking classes here in Central Florida as well too. So we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah, definitely. Now, speaking of, all of the different cooking and spices and all that, we have Thanksgiving next week.
Yes.
And when I was planning to have you on the show, like that was like in the back of my head, hey, people be preparing their turkey come next week.
Yeah.
What is an advice that you'll give to people who will start the preparation probably Monday or Tuesday of next week to get their turkey and all their different sides ready? What would you say to those people?
So it goes into, for me personally, it's a lot of planning and preparation. Outside of the food blog and the food world, I am a project coordinator and project manager. And with that comes a lot of prepping. So I take those skills and apply it into the kitchen. So for me, it's just like the lists and the spreadsheets of ingredients and then day by day tasks of how I'm prepping for my turkey, which is a huge undertaking. I actually do 2 turkeys. So I smoke one and I roast one, and the prep starts from, like, as you said, the Monday before. So like tying it off the Sunday night, drying out the skin, getting the marinade and the dry rubs, brining it and getting it all sorted so that Thursday it's ready to go. Unfortunately, this year I will not be doing any turkeys because I'll be in Canada.
Yes.
So, more to come on that. Perhaps we'll have like a turkey in December.
Now you'll be visiting Canada. Is it for family visit, or you'll be doing a pop-up, or you'll be?
It's actually for both. So I'm actually going for a wedding, but as I'm there in Canada, I was taking the opportunity to connect with Shireen's Bakery. And next week, Wednesday, November 22nd, I'll actually be at Shireen's from 4 to 6. We will be handing out sirni. So stop by for a spoonful of sirni, come and say hello. And it'll be nice. I'm looking forward to meeting all of my Canadian followers and friends.
Definitely. And if you're watching from Canada, please share it with your friends and family. Go out, check out Salmah. And if you have some fine time, you might as well take it and give it to her. All right. We're begging here, right? Salmah, here is an important question for you. If you could cook one meal for the rest of your life, what will it be? One meal every single day.
One meal for the rest of my life.
Yes.
For me, I think it'll probably be, I might have to say chicken curry, only because I feel like it, a lot of people, when I say I'm making curry or I make chicken curry, for me, like at the end of the day too, it's one of those things that is just easy to make. It's just, you start like just with frying out all of your, the aromatics and kind of getting to it. So it's kind of like a symphony, like just orchestrated by everything, and one flows into the next. And I find it to be quite like therapeutic, especially after a long day. So it's something I would never not want to eat, and something that's easy for me to cook as well too.
If I had to choose one meal to cook every single day, and this is just for me, not for my family, I will choose to make khichdi and saltfish or some sort of curry on the side, maybe shrimp or fish curry. Yeah. But khichdi will definitely be that one meal that I take with me for the rest of my life. I just love a warm khichdi.
So I made khichdi on the show. I did khichdi with stew chicken, and then I made like a quick mango pickle. And actually that khichdi recipe is on my site as well too. But once the show aired, we also released with a cookbook. So it has recipes from myself, all of the other home cooks, and the judges as well. So it's 100 recipes, 21 which are of mine, and one of them is the khichdi recipe. So if you're looking,
where can we find that book?
It'll be on Amazon. It's called The Great American Recipe. You'll look for Great American Recipe Cookbook Season 2. It'll be on Amazon. It's at Barnes and Nobles as well too, and then through the PBS site.
Very nice. So I know that we're again holidays. We're all in that holiday mode right now, right? And we have so much preparation. We have so much things to get done. Tell us a little bit about your upcoming shows and different events that you have.
So I have next week, Wednesday, I will be in Canada, as I said, and I'll be at Shireen's Bakery. So stop by. It's a quick, like, say hello, sharing out spoonfuls of Sirani and Mithai. That it would be in Canada. In December here in Orlando, I have an upcoming cooking event, which it will be on December 14th. And I'll share a lot of this more on my socials as well, too. It's a cooking class here in downtown Orlando. It's called Culinary Curiosities. And I will be teaching Plori and also Mithai. And then on December 9th, one event that I'm extremely excited for, this will actually be my first time going back to Richmond Hill since the show aired. So I will be in Richmond Hill at Tropical Isle Roti Shop for a pop-up event as well, too. So if you are in New York and in the area on December 9th, stop by.
So what I'll do is I'll gather some of these ladies that are, sharing their spices and have their peppers and stuff, and we'll all make it a girls' day. We'll come down there and we will be there to check out your recipes. And the owner of Tropical Isle, he's an amazing guy, and so we'll come out there and we'll support you guys and make sure that we bring our love and support for you.
Well, I look forward to
Ash,
that.
I hope that you can make it down as well. Ash is one of your biggest fan. She's also she does a lot of great recipes on
Cooking
YouTube.
with Ash. Yes.
Yes, Cooking with Ash is here. We have Nad. Nad does a lot of Surinamese food, and we have we have like some real good cooks here as well that they follow you and they love you. So I'm excited to come out and meet with you and see you. Now we'll play a little game that we like to call 6 in 60 here on Get Real with Shameeza. It's 6 questions that we ask, and it will be 60 seconds, and we will start the timer as soon as we ask the first question. As soon as I ask that first question, I'll put the timer on, and as soon as the 60 seconds is up, it will stop. All right. So here we go. The first question is, what is your favorite meal of the day?
My favorite meal of the day has to be breakfast because I can sit and enjoy that by myself.
Very nice. And Netflix and chill or dinner under the stars?
Dinner under the stars.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Oh, that's a hard one. Coffee.
Coffee. Which is more important to you, fame or wealth?
Neither. Authenticity.
Very good answer. Name of a country that begins with a letter S.
Suriname.
Lala's Champion or Madras curry powder?
Champion.
Which is more important to you, being right or being heard?
Being heard.
All right, you did it. We still have some time to spare. Congratulations, you did it.
Thank you.
Wow. So we will take questions from our viewers at this time. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. For our guest tonight, Salmah, you have done a lot, right? And you continue to make us proud, our culture, our traditions. What is something that I haven't asked you tonight that you would like to share with us?
One thing that I would like to share, and I do get that asked quite often, is a lot of people will come up to me and say, well, what made you go onto the show? Why did you choose to do it? And a huge reason why I decided to go onto the show is because, growing up, I loved more than anything looking at food TV. We used to have the food channel playing in the background as we got up in the morning and did our daily, getting ready for the day. And, we would always get excited when we saw like a person of East Indian descent on the Food Network, or even if it was someone from the Caribbean. Usually it was from like Bahamas or from like Jamaica, but never someone of Guyanese descent, never someone like West Indian, like Trinidadian or Guyanese, never truly someone, nor, someone for me wearing hijab as well too. Like you find pieces of people that you could be represented in, but not quite the whole package. And that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to come on there, share what Guyana is, what this cuisine is that we grew up eating. That was one of the reasons why I embarked on starting my food blog on Instagram. And I always joke around and tell people too, Guyanese food is 5-star, and I'm just waiting on the rest of the world to find out. And being featured on PBS, honestly, coming into that stage, I stood for on so many different platforms as a Muslim, hijabi, Guyanese, first generation American. And I was proud to do that and happy, not just for my children and my daughter to see that too, but like for everyone else that I represented.
What do you do for fun when you're not in the kitchen?
When I'm not in the kitchen, something I like to do for fun is pretty much just hanging out with my family, exploring a new city, a new town, hanging out with family or friends. And if not, one of my guilty pleasures is Britcoms. Downton Abbey is one of my favorite shows too. So
Yes, I see Hannah says that's my mom.
yes, that's my daughter.
Hannah, we're very proud of your mom, and I'm sure you're very proud of her too. And we can't wait to see what else she has in store for us. Now, you speak of that book, the Great American Recipe
Mhm.
book that features all of you guys in it, that was part of season 2.
Yeah.
Do you have plans for your own recipe book coming out anytime soon?
Most definitely. That's something that is in the works, and I'll be sure to share once that does get to, or once that does become published and it is available. But definitely, that would be a dream of mine to curate and write my own my own cookbook.
Very nice, and I can't wait for that to happen. Ash has a question for you. She says, Salma, how does being on the show help you as a cook? What did you take away from it?
Oh, more than anything, time management. So, I always feel that being in the kitchen is trial and error. The only way that you can become better with any skill, and it's, cooking is a skill too, is trial and error. You will not get it done right on the first time, but the more that you practice, the more comfortable you become. So, being on the show really was a test of my patience, was a test of time management as well too, and it was a great experience, and I was happy to at least have the opportunity to fine tune some of those skills.
Uh, so, like Ash was asking, what was the biggest takeaway from it? What for you? What was your biggest surprise being a part of that show?
I honestly, it was very nerving to go on there, and I never want to misrepresent myself, my culture, or anything else. So I wasn't sure how it was going to be received, but after it was aired, and I started to share more about the experience, and people did see the show, and each week after every episode, I got so many messages from people, and just the outreach from that alone, it was very overwhelming, but in like the most appreciative way.
Very good. And tonight I have to say I feel your answers, everything that you've said so far makes me feel happy because everything is you're so genuine in everything that you say. It just makes me happy to see one of my very own come out here, be so humble and so gentle in everything that you're doing, and yet so authentic in your answers, right? I know you most well. I know that you use only halal products,
Right.
right? Is
Mhm.
it challenging in Florida to have those products?
Not at all. Actually, where I live, and then actually throughout Central Florida as well too, we have a large Muslim community, and with that comes a variety of different halal meat stores, and as well as different international grocers as well too. So for me, particularly, the masjid that we frequent is located next to an international grocer that is a halal, a halal butcher shop, and they also sell a variety of different international foods as well. And one thing that I'm lucky to have here, or I live close by to as well, is called the Caribbean Super Center. So if
Yeah.
you're in Central Florida, you're very familiar with it. I swear, like every time I walk in there, I feel like I'm back in Richmond Hill. And I always like tell my husband too, I'm like, I step into Caribbean Super Center and just listening to all the accents and the conversations and everything happening, like it sounds of home for me.
Yeah. So Salma, before you leave us tonight,
Mhm.
right? Tell the viewers, for anyone that's not currently following you, how can they follow you? How can they contact you if they need to? And what are different ways that they can follow you, the different social media platforms?
Very easy. Just search me up on Instagram or Facebook, Salmah Hack, my name, and then salmahhack.com. is my website where I list all of my different recipes. On Instagram, I'm a little bit more active on there as well too. So, follow me on Instagram, just my name, Salmah Hack.
And as Ash has another question for you, she says, at any moment on the show, did you ever feel intimidated?
I think there were a few times where I did, or a few moments, I did feel a little intimidated by, I was blessed to be on a show with great other amazing home cooks, just respective in their own culture, and we all came from that similar background as well too. But in that same token, it was more of a respect for them and the stages that they stood for. But at the same time, it was what brought me to that opportunity was cooking how I usually cook at home. So taking that in and then just cooking as if I was cooking at home for everyone.
Perfectly said. Good evening to Amanda Khan. Amanda lived in Florida, so she's very familiar with the stores that you're mentioning, and so does Cher. They're all Floridians, so they have ideas of what you're saying. For me, I'm thinking it will be like a difficult thing because I think only Richmond Hill and Queens area we can find these things. So it's good to know that in Florida you can find certain areas, you can find everything that you can here in Richmond Hill. Salmah, before you leave us tonight, can you tell us a little bit about if you were not going to Canada, what your table would look like? 2 turkeys, we know that. Tell us about the sides that you will have for Thanksgiving.
So for the sides, I mean, it's the usual suspects: mashed potatoes, green beans, and then it's a collaborative effort. My aunts will come together. My two of my mom's sisters live here in Florida, and they are responsible for the chow mein and fried rice. We'll have a plethora of sides, and then desserts is all on me. So it's like my daughter as well too. So Hannah will make like pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie. So yeah, it's just a table full of vegetables, side dishes, turkey. So it's a mix between American food and Guyanese food as well.
Is there any shortcuts to making anything faster, easier?
I don't know about shortcuts, and that'll be another episode too. But honestly, like kitchen equipments, I think having the KitchenAid, the food processors, really do lend a hand in the efficiency of cooking as well too.
Who does the dishes now when you're cooking?
That's a collaborative effort. So whoever's around me, we'll start. It's a process. Thanksgiving and that whole day is just a process of loading and unloading the dishwasher.
Well said. Well, Salmah, I do want to thank you for being here this evening. It was truly a pleasure having you. I can't wait maybe when you're having the book come out, or for some other show that you will be on, or maybe when you have your very own show, we will have you back here. But in the meantime, please continue to share your amazing recipes, share our culture and our spices. Thank you so much.
Thank
and
you. Thank you for everyone.
Good luck with everything.
I appreciate
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
You as well. Bye-bye, everyone.
And we will be right back with the messages.
Hibiscus has been a flagship restaurant in our community for a very long time. Come dine with us and enjoy our excellent food, drinks and service at any one of our many locations. We are located on 12418 101 Avenue and 22113 Jamaica Avenue. Hibiscus at Elliott's on the Mile in Freeport is one of our newest locations, along with 12402 Rockaway Boulevard. In Guyana at 91 Middle Street, Georgetown. Bring your family and friends and come visit us soon.
Kaichu Restaurant has been serving our community for over 25 years. We offer an enticing selection of West Indian traditional dishes along with a fully stocked bar. Bring your family and friends to our newly renovated dining room to celebrate your special occasion or event with us. We do catering and we also deliver. Kaichu has 2 locations to choose from. Support our community and eat local.
If If there's one place that makes hair removal a pleasant experience, it's the Sugar Bar NYC. Specializing in the art of body sugaring, utilizing a sugar gel for the most gentle, organic hair removal. Our method of hair removal is all natural. The paste is just sugar, lemon, and water. We also have specialized in acne, scarring and hyperpigmentation treatments. We provide sugaring services, waxing services, and laser hair removal services. We also provide body contouring services, Botox and fillers. Flamingo Restaurant and Mantra Lounge. We are NYC's premier Caribbean restaurant and lounge, specializing in authentic West Indian, Chinese, and Caribbean cuisine. Open every day for lunch and late nights. For delivery, find us on Uber Eats, Grubhub, Seamless, and DoorDash. Visit our rooftop lounge upstairs on the weekends for a fun-filled night. We cater and take bookings for private events. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Flamingo Mantra. Our address is 120-06 Rockaway Boulevard, telephone 7188351000.
Welcome back to Get Real with Shameeza. You just listened and saw Salmah Hack. She is a renowned chef. She was featured on Great American Recipe, and she came out to basically just share her journey with us and what she does. So I want to thank her, and I want to ask you guys, my supporters, to please support the businesses that you just saw their ads running during this holiday season. These are the people that make it possible for all of us to have all these amazing guests on Get Real with Shameeza. So if you can, I'm asking to please support them. Go out, support our local business. They are part of our community and they keep this community running. So thank you guys again for everything that you do, supporting Get Real with Shameeza and our sponsors. And there are some upcoming events that is happening over the weekend and next week. Starting this weekend, I will be in Schenectady. Aamir Khan presents One Guy and a Night, and it will be an amazing show. So check that out. If you're in Schenectady, please check that show out. It's at the Harmony Banquet Hall, and it will be an epic show. Thanksgiving Eve, we have Soca Parang Legends at Mandra Lounge, and that is promised to be an amazing show. We also have Sanjay Maharaj presents the Unity event, Raymond Ramnarayan, Ravi B, and the list goes on, guys. That is Thanksgiving Eve, Wednesday. And next Wednesday, we will have Get Real with Shameeza. We'll have the amazing and super awesome Sandy from Sandy Backyard. She'll share recipes and ideas, and she'll just bring her awesome self here and join us to have an amazing Thanksgiving. So join us. Also, Big Rich will be here to share his journey, music producer, so many things that Big Rich has been doing in our community for years now, and he'll be here to tell us all about it. So if you guys have questions, you have anything that you would like to know about any of these people, please let us know, ask your questions, and also watch the show, share it as well. So with that said, let's get right into it. So our guest tonight, Aamir Khan, couldn't be here. Something came up that's beyond his control, so he will not be here tonight. He wanted to apologize for that, but we have some time to get to know each other, right? I know you guys see me, I do the show and I'm off usually, and I was told, listen, give us like 5 minutes after your guest so that we can talk. Tonight will take about 15-20 minutes and we'll just talk, right? You guys have questions. The holidays are coming up. Let's talk. Let's get real here. What questions do you guys have for me? What are some of the things that you'd like to know about me, what I do, upcoming guests? December. You guys can type your questions. I'll tell you what we have planned for December. So we have next week Sandy's and Big Rich. And then in the last week of November, we will have Vibert Sybil. He will be here to tell his story, and we will have a musical guest. January 6th, we will have a few different authors that will be here to share their books with us. They've recently launched books and they will be here to share their stories with us. We will have his and hers. So we'll have about 2 years ago when we started Get Real with Shameeza, we did a night of the guys where they told us what they like to do for the holidays in terms of shopping, what they like to receive, and that type of thing, how they do that. And then the women were here and they talked about makeup, and they there was so much going on. So we will be discussing that. We'll have the men, and what I'm trying to do is get guys like different age, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and then women, it's the same thing. We'll have girls in their 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. All right. So, and beyond. So let us enjoy that. And then the last week of December, that is our season finale. And we will have a musical. The guests right now are being lined up. But I can tell you one of those guests is someone that we all love. And he will be here to share his holiday spirit with us. So I'm excited. We are fully booked for Get Real with Shameeza, and there is a lot happening. I will share with you guys who the upcoming guests are at the end of this month, but it's a lot. All right. So Cher asked, what's on your Thanksgiving menu? Turkey, right? And we will probably have some salmon, fried rice for sure, mashed potatoes. I make my own pumpkin pie from scratch. Well, not from scratch. The shell is not from scratch, but the pumpkin mixture is from scratch. We'll do some vegetables. I do vegetables on the side, like a nice sautéed vegetables. And what else do I have? There's a lot of different sides. We're Guyanese. We do a lot of different sides unnecessarily. Right, but hey, the dinner doesn't feel complete without these things. I don't know if it's just me or it's everyone else. You have to have at least 5 or more sides for the dinner to feel complete. And then the turkey, right? You share the turkey and then it's done. Like, you're not going to eat that turkey again. We don't eat it back again, but we make this big turkey just for the sake of saying, hey, it's a pretty turkey. We'll put it on the dinner table and we'll have it. We'll probably have our pumpkin pie, and I am not going to make this one. I'll probably purchase this from the store, and it will probably be like a different pie. Another traditional pie, but I'm not making that one. So we're stopping by. Absolutely, Susan, you guys are welcome. I will have we'll have 2 different tables this year for Thanksgiving. We're having mostly friends and family over, and we'll have 2 tables. One table will be for all the kiddies because all of my friends and family, they have kids. So we'll have one table just for the kids and one table which we'll have to move it out to extend it out to the living room. That's just for the adults. So I'm looking forward to it. Natasha, you will definitely, you're invited. You and Cher can come on over, get on a flight, come over. We're here. Martha's is making that one. Martha's maybe Fadia. Yeah, possibly. Or maybe I think I see my friend Priya is here, Priya Darshini. Maybe. And you never know. I like to change things up every year. So you never know what we'll have. Any curry? Great question, Ronnie. Any curry? So I think for the entire time that I've been doing things, one time I made a curry and it was a duck curry. And that's because my cousin George was coming over and he loves curry. And he said, we have to have curry. And I said, no, not really. But he insisted. And I had curry and dal curry that year. Yeah. So Ronnie, you never know. There might be some curry. I'll have mashed potatoes, traditional soup, pot and fried rice. Maybe I will make some samosas. Yes, that Susan, that sounds simple. It sounds like, you can have a relaxing dinner and just enjoy a few things. It's all about being together, guys. So back in the days, I've always been one of those people who fight to make it such, like make sure I have all these different things. Now there is a fight. The fight is to simplify our dinner so we can spend more time together. We can sit at the table, we can have prayers, we can have conversations, and we can just have family time. For us, that is important, and I try my best to make sure that's how it's done. My daughter will be here with her family, and my friends will be here, my cousin George will be here, and we will have a really good Thanksgiving. Nat says to make sure you bring pine tar. Oh wait, I think Nat is probably talking to Ash. Ash, what is your plans for Thanksgiving? Oh, Priya says she's going to Ash's house. I don't know if Ash will be home, guys. I'm just saying. So, what does your Thanksgiving look like? Like, what do you guys do other than, cook a whole bunch of food? Like, do you guys? We will have football on television playing in the background as well as we talk. My husband is focused on the game that will be on. I think this year they're having a few games. More than one game is what I saw. So traditionally there is one game played on Thanksgiving Day. This year they will have two games. So he will be very glued to the TV. That's all I'm going to say. So if you guys have, that person in the house that's glued to the TV on Thanksgiving Day, after dinner, they have to watch the TV, say a prayer for them because it doesn't ever change. All right. Davey says, Shameeza, are you going live next week, Wednesday, since it's Thanksgiving? Yes, I will be live. I will have Sandy from Sandy's Backyard will be here, and we will also have Big Rich. He will be here to share his story as well. So yes, we will do Get Real. I was thinking of having it at 7 p.m. Because I will also be at Missouri for the Unity concert. But we will keep it to an hour, 8 to 9, and after that, I will head out to that event. What's your favorite Thanksgiving pie? I will say my favorite Thanksgiving pie is probably a traditional pumpkin pie that I bake myself. I put my own spices, and when I say spices, it's things like ginger, a little bit of black pepper, and I just make my own. I also bake a pone because I think Thanksgiving, it's all about bringing, like, the different things together for, like, from harvesting, so I try to do a lot of, like, things, incorporate what the traditional is along with what our traditional things are. So I'll do a nice pone, a nice cassava pone to go with that, and usually I enjoy those little things. Lots of black pepper in it and make it spicy. That's how I like my pone, spicy. Sure, I'll definitely. I don't have like a recipe. I kind of put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and just make it. And then I just know how to make it. There's certain things that I have recipes for, but there's certain things that I just put a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it just comes out the same way every single time because my eye tells me the recipe. No. So I usually will do it. I used to do it all by myself, but over the years, in the last few years, we will share. So we want to enjoy the cooking of all the different women that's coming. So we've decided everyone's going to bring a different dish. I make the turkey. Everybody loves my turkey because I don't know. Again, it's one of those things that I do and I do it well. I can probably close my eyes and do my turkey, and it will be consistently the same way every single year. Moist, tasty, all the way down to like the bottom. You just get so much flavor and moisture with that turkey. I do preparation from like Monday or Tuesday. My turkey will be marinated. It will be put into the fridge, and it will just all the seasoning that I put, I homemade seasoning, is just marinated and just in there, all inside of it. And it just becomes very moist. I put a lot of butter and stuff, and it's just a good turkey. All right. So turkey fried rice, I'll definitely do that. And my pie is all me, and a few of the sides. But yes, we do share with it. The girls might bring a different, somebody will bring a different dessert, someone will bring a different side, and we all come together and do that. Uh Share, I think the Batch family, we all the women in the Batch family are amazing cooks, and I am happy to be one of the batch that has kept that tradition of cooking alive. In the recent years, I haven't done as much cooking as I used to, but I can tell you when I do cook, it's loved, and by all. Raising four kids, you have to cook, right? And I can tell you, my kids, up to the little 7-year-old, loves my cooking. And for me, that is important. I want to cook food that my kids and my family can enjoy. They can eat it and they can be happy. For me, that's fulfillment. And I have to thank God. I'm grateful that I'm able to do those little things, cook a good meal, and just serve it to my family. Pumpkin pie from Costco. Actually, Robert, pumpkin pie from Costco is not bad at all. If for any reason I can't, get everything together, sometimes things happen. Pumpkin pie from Costco is not a bad option, guys. If you haven't tried it yet, you should try it. It's actually very, very good. That with some whipped cream on top works really, really well. Ash says that cooking is love, joy, and happiness. It brings people together. It absolutely does. And I think a family who eats together stays together. I truly believe that food, and it brings a family together, and it just makes everybody happy. Sharing a meal, no matter how big or little it is, it just brings people together. Um yes, Robert, it is nice and sweet. Let's see. How long do you brine your turkey? I will say not for my turkey. I give it at least it will most likely be two to 3 days. 2 days minimum, right? If I have the time, probably 3 days. But the longer you do it for, the better it is. But then not over, right? Yeah, we want, what's funny about all of this is that after you're done with the turkey and all the sides and you sit down, the joy that you find being around all your family on that day, um you can't really eat much. On Thanksgiving, I find myself on that day just eating very little, because I don't know if it's having everybody together. It's just so, I feel so much joy that I can't eat, or after seeing everything and preparing everything, it just you're overwhelmed, or you're probably just so exhausted. You're like, I'm done. But I truly enjoy spending the time with my family. I feel it's emotions of being overjoyed, definitely overjoyed, and I can't seem to have an appetite on Thanksgiving night. It's been for years now. I can't sit down, and I feel if someone else cooks it for me, I'll probably enjoy it. I just can't enjoy my own food. Yes. Nad, please check out uh, Ash. Ash will make sure that your turkey is ready for you. George says that he's going to the gym so he can eat. All right, if that's what you're, I mean, yeah, sure. I'll go to the gym too so that I can eat. I mean, yeah. All right, guys. So we have Thanksgiving next week, and then right after, I feel like we will celebrate Thanksgiving, and then right after, it's Christmas. So what do you guys do for Christmas? Like, what is your tradition for Christmas? When do you put up your tree? What are some of the meals that you have to have for Christmas? One of my favorite meal, and something that I look forward to during the holidays, is pepper pot. Pepper pot and bread. It's like everyone's already asking, when are you making pepper pot? we have to have pepper pot. So what is one of those things that you have to have during the holidays? And how is the preparation like for you guys? Avinash says pepper pot, of course. Like that's the one thing. When you think about Christmas, you think about pepper pot. And do you guys do pepper pot like a few days before, like how we brine the turkey a few days before? And if you do, how many days before do you do that? The tree is up. Davy says the tree is up after Thanksgiving. I'll do it like the beginning of December. And when I do the tree up, my daughter, she comes over and I do it with the kids. Usually I will wait for my son to come, but now that I have my daughter and she's, she wants to come over and she wants to make sure everything's right. And now I have 11-year-old Ariana, who me and her were shopping a few days ago, and she wanted to change up the whole dynamic of the tree. She's like, "Mom, we don't need the traditional things anymore. We need to do like a pink tree." She wants like a pink decor for Christmas, and all of us in pink. So, the girls. I don't know about you guys, but my daughters, they have their little ways, right? They have things that they want. She wanted to rearrange the entire living room. She wanted new cushions, and it feels like it will be a good few $1,000s that I have to put aside just for her to change up the living room based on what she was saying. She needs stuff done, and she needs it done specific ways and specific things. That's not your traditional prices, all right? And she's 11 years old, and she said, "Mom, we need this and we need this." And I'm like, "All right, let's come back another day and we'll look at it. Let's go home, talk to your dad, and we'll come back and figure this out." So do you guys have that with your girls too? Are they wanting to take over and feel like, the traditional green tree is not good enough with like the red ornaments and that kind of stuff? Red and gold, she said that's too back in the days. No, let's do some pink. And I'm like, okay. Nat says, yes, the girls are taking over the holiday decor now. Yes, they are. And I'm loving it, but then I'm concerned because she wants a few $1,000s to do this as well. Priya, black cake is to die for, melts in your mouth. Absolutely. I can still remember the days when I was in the city and Priya will bring me black cake and just leave it on my desk, and I will, have that with a cup of coffee. Best feeling watching out the window and eating Priya's black cake during the holidays, guys. So, we have Priya. I know Priya black cake. If you haven't placed your order already, you probably won't be able to get black cake. We have Amanda who does black cake as well. She is probably cut off right now for Thanksgiving. So we have a few people in the community that has been doing this. And you guys, place your order if you haven't done so yet. But I am not, and I'm telling you this as a friend, I am not going to take the time to do a black cake. No, too much. Listen, if I can just buy that and put it on the table and make the table look pretty, I'm doing that. I am not spending the time to do a black cake. It's not an easy task. I have to, say, Amanda and Priya, you guys are blessed because it's not an easy task and you guys do it so well. So, um, Avinash says with until you try Mandy Black Cake. Yes, Mandy Black Cake is amazing as well. You know what we should do, Ash, and I think you'll be good for this. Ash, Fadia, share if you're coming down. We should have like a black cake competition, right? I can tell you, I do not want to be a judge because both of these black cakes that I've had, they're melt in your mouth goodness. And I grew up eating black cake. That was not pleasant, guys. Black cake for me, when I think about black cake, I used to think about a hardy thing. As kids, we didn't like black cake. I think most of my adulthood too, I really didn't care for it because growing up in Guyana, when you eat black cake, you taste the sometimes you taste the alcohol. It was had like lumps of fruits in it, and really I didn't enjoy it until I actually tried Priya's black cake, and that's when I started to enjoy the true essence of a black cake. And then I had Mandy's black cake. And I'm like, I'm in love. So far in my life, my adult life, and I'm not that young. I can tell you the two black cakes that I've had and I've thoroughly enjoyed, and I can recommend it to anyone, is Priya's and Amanda's. So you guys do whatever you can with that information. But I know both of them, their black cake go like quickly. So place your orders and get your black cake for the holidays if you're like me and you do not want to bake black cake. Uh Athena says, "Girl, stop it. You're young." Athena, we both know this age thing where it's at. We went to school together, so we know what's going on there with the age. Fadia says that I will leave the black cake up to Amanda Khan. I do a really good fruitcake. Yes, fruitcake. I do a good fruitcake as well. I'm not sharing my recipe right now, but I will share the cake. So if you guys would like to try my fruitcake during the holidays, please message me or give me a call. I'll be happy to have you try that fruitcake. It's one of the things that I pride myself in making. My pepper pot is another one of those things that I pride myself in making. So if you guys are interested in trying any of those things, please reach out to me and I will definitely hook you up. All right. And with that said, guys, I thank you so much for taking the time to be here tonight. It was truly, truly a pleasure to be here with you guys. Atina, good evening to you. Lalita Ramsundar, good evening, guys. Tonight we listened to Salma, and as you guys can tell, she has done an amazing job on national television. She's represented us Guyanese and West Indian people, and she's done an amazing job. But my takeaway from tonight, watching her, was how humble she was, the way she carried herself, her poise and her grace. That's something that means a lot to me. And I hope each of us will continue to stay humble. We will continue to carry ourselves with grace, with poise, and our beauty continues to shine in very authentic ways. Until next time, I am Shameeza Ali, and it was truly a pleasure being with you here this evening. Until next time, be real, be kind, and don't ever let anyone take your shine away. Good night, everyone. Love you.